Hello, everybody. Good morning. I believe by the time you see this video, it will be July 3rd at least, or July 4th, most likely, for some of you. Welcome to Accounting 1B, Summer 2017. My name is Jose Nava. I will be your instructor for the next 6 weeks. Our accounting adventure begins today, July 3rd, and it goes all the way through mid-August. Now, the purpose of this video right now is simply to acquaint you with the home page and also module 0, meaning your orientation. So as you can see at the moment, we are looking at the home page. It has certain features which will be described in a different section of the orientation, but very briefly, the home page has this section in the middle. I call it the central panel of the home page. I use it in a certain way. Information about the class, about what's due each week on top, and then some additional handouts and current events, something for fun sometimes. These are most of the time they're optional. And on the right side is what's most useful, I think. You see an overview of the quarter on a chapter on a weekly basis, but showing the chapters that are due each week. So for example, if you look at week number 1, chapter 10 is what's covered. And along with that will be, in this case, week 0, which means basically the orientation session, which should take you approximately 1 or 2 days at the very most. Each of them have a module, and they're also listed here in more detail. Now, before I go into week 0 module to show you what that looks like, on the left side is what you usually see for a class on Canvas. Now, to show you what this looks like under, with your view, this right now you're looking at my view as the instructor. I may go onto my student account, and it will look like this. So not much different, except that you have less choices on the left side. So very briefly again, homepage announcements. You need to, every single time you log in, you should look into announcements to make sure that you get what's going on. That's what I use to communicate any changes or any current events or anything that really you need to know. So you never should miss any of these announcements. Syllabus will be again explained in detail in a different part of the orientation session. Grades is what you want to use to keep track of your grades throughout the quarter, and again it will be briefly discussed in the orientation session. Let's see, chat. We don't use chats officially, but I still have it here so that you can actually chat with your classmates if you wish. My lab and mastering, that is where you go to take your homework, quizzes, and exams. But in this case, in terms of this My Lab, initially you'll use it to register into My Lab, and again there will be a section in the orientation session that deals with this. NetTutor is a tool that has been added to Canvas for different subjects, including accounting. So if you want to use that to help you learn the material, go ahead and do it. I don't use it formally, so let me know what you think of it at the end of the quarter. People, that's what you use to find the other people in the class. At times I use this to form teams, but in this case we're not going to have a group project, so I will not use it in that case, in that manner. Modules is where you're going to be doing most of your work. That's where you go to see what I have packaged with respect to each chapter. And then library resources is something that, it's a feature that comes with Canvas, and we don't use it in this class this quarter at least. So let me now go back to the module 0, and again you can either access your modules via the links that I place here, or the links down here, or in the navigation panel on the left right there. I'm just going to use this in this case, module 0, and so I get here to this view, and as you can see, there's modules for each part of the class. Now in this case I'm looking just simply at module 0, which means orientation. Has a few different parts. A1 is the actual course orientation presentation. This is the main one, the main link you'll be going into in a second. The A2 is the orientation certification quiz, which you should submit by Wednesday at the latest, hopefully earlier than that. That you take that is very simple, but you take this after you have gone through the orientation. There's a couple of other items in between. This is just optional if you need a little more depth in terms of how you use Canvas and how you use MyLab. Then you have section B is getting to know each other, meaning I give you my own brief bio, and then you're going to do your own brief bio here. This is required so that everybody knows who you are, and you need to also respond to a couple of others bios as well. It says here July 9th. That will change. The actual date should be July 7th, Wednesday. And then you also have questions, meaning in this section C, you will have a discussion thread you can use to communicate with me and ask me questions about the orientation. That obviously only applies for the first week. In terms of actual questions throughout the quarter, if you need to ask me anything regarding the administration of the class, you can use this discussion thread here. So that's it for now. Oh, I do want to show you the actual orientation presentation here, so I'm going to go there, and this is what it looks like. I just learned a new tool, so I'm experimenting with this tool right now. I think it works pretty nicely. It helps me package some of the lessons into a very easy to navigate tool. You can access these parts here. For example, for this lesson or orientation, you have 2 sections dealing with a tour of Canvas. So I'm going to show you how to navigate Canvas, parts 1 and 2. There's also a section for the syllabus itself. It will show you section by section what the syllabus is about. Great books. The process to register for MyLab is here. You should definitely look into this one so that you don't fall behind in the class. There's also going to be a tour of MyLab itself, the tool to take tests and homework and so on and so on. There's actually other materials in there that you will find useful. And finally, there's also a tour of the module itself. Now I'm going to go now and show you just this one first here. Oh, by the way, let me just show you that this also, once you hit on any of those links or start the course, there's a button that says start the course. On the left side, you'll see some navigation links that you can then use to go through different parts of the lesson. Now this takes too much space, so I usually hit these 3 bars to get rid of that, and then I can just view the whole thing. And even better, sometimes this is still too small. If you want to make it bigger, you can check on this link on the top, and if you click on that, it takes you out of Canvas. And now you can see the whole thing on one single page, and you can again start the course, and now you can see the parts of the lesson. In this case, it's just the tour of Canvas, the part 1, and you can hit the buttons. They will show you what each of these things are. Sometimes I place some videos in here or some other handouts inside of these little bubbles, so you should definitely go look into them. You could go all the way down once you're done, and you'll go to part 2. Again, same kind of thing, syllabus review. In this case, I have tabs. In terms of tabs, you can actually click on these things to navigate to different parts of the presentation. This is obviously giving you different parts of the actual syllabus, and you can navigate either this way or you can navigate this way. Here's the grading, for example. You can see this, and you can, if you need some to zoom in, you can just click on that and you can see that it's a little easier to read. Well, hopefully that's helpful. Please make sure you go through the orientation in full. It is really, really important to do so, especially on a timely basis. I hope this was, again, helpful, and see you in class. Take care. Enjoy.